Oh, here comes the hiccups again. Friedel believes if Friedel says she'll be looking for another job in another year. You'll have to look for another job. That will mean the end of farm. That will mean the end of farm. Same word all the time. For a fourth-generation American farm a fourth-generation American farm family. Fourth-generation American farm fourth-generation American farm family. Michael Rawson, Newswatch 2, Tremont.
Welcome to life's most embarrassing moments, where the expected becomes the unexpected.
Hi, everybody. I'm Roy Firestone. Welcome to the show that accentuates the funny when the embarrassing occurs. Now, in a few minutes, we're going to be joined by our special guest, Gary Collins, and his lovely wife, Mary Ann Mobley. They'll be joining us. We'll have a look at embarrassing moments from the Miss America pageant. You're going to see Gary put on the spot, as he so often is in that sweepstakes. Phyllis George will also try to keep her crown on, and Bert Parks fights to make an entrance. We'll have some unforgettable moments. You know, there are three ways to deal with an embarrassing moment. You can lose it completely, you could make believe they never happened, or you could take them in stride. Well, here is Nell Carter and Thelma Hopkins on the set of Gimme a Break, showing us how much fun an embarrassing moment can really be. Watch.
Tammy reminds me of me when I was 18.
Yeah, she does remind me of you at 18. Except she's pretty. You want to take another crack at my... Is this on film or are you counting? This is going to be used on bloopers.
He's got some better stuff than this.
Not for prime time. Isn't she cute?
Now, by now, the girls are really punchy. They start getting a little personal as they have fun with each other. Listen as the director will add fuel to the fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have one request. When they get it right, please don't applaud.
She injured me all over America.
Sort of all over America. God, don't do that. They'll think it's my back.
We'll return Gary Collins and Mary Ann Mobley at Miss America Pageant as we continue with life's most embarrassing moments. We are back on Life's Most Embarrassing Moments. Ladies and gentlemen, my pleasure. The host of our magazine, the Miss America Pageant, Gary Collins, and his lovely wife, the former Miss America herself, Mary Ann Mobley.
Thank you, Roy.
You know, I got to tell you something. This is true. Speaking of embarrassing moments, even in the introductions, you get people that twist it around. What do they call you?
Oh, we'll be speaking or at some event where we're presented, and they make sure that they call us ahead of time and get all the biographical material. And we'll get there, we're waiting backstage, and we're holding hands, and we both, at some point during this magnificent build-up, and she did this, and he did that, and she did this, and here they are, and we look at each other, wondering if it's going to happen, and it happens more times
Yes, I would
than
say
not.
about 5 times out of 10.
They say, and here they are, Mary and Gary Ann.
That's a whole act in itself.
It does. It happens
It's
about
cute.
5 out of 10 times when we're introduced.
It's so wonderful, I mean, among other things in both of your careers, to be associated with a genuine piece of Americana, Miss America.
Yes, it is that. It's the Cinderella story. It's about the only one left in the United States.
And it's, I guess the most appealing thing from a broadcaster standpoint is that it's live. And I don't think there's anything, I mean, once I got over the butterflies, knowing how many millions of people were out there, once I got over that, the thrill of knowing that at the end of 2 hours you're going to have a winner and somebody who is going to represent American women all across the country. And in I think it was 85, I walked over to the judges and I said, "May I have the envelope, please?" And I really wasn't prepared for the look I got back from those judges.
All right, so here's Gary in front of America's largest TV audience dealing with the unexpected as it happened live. Watch.
Now it's time for Miss America 1985 to be named. May I have the judge's decision, please? I walked over expecting the results, and I got the feeling the judges were ignoring me. Was it easy? A lot of responsibility, isn't it? I think that's one of the things that you discover when you judge any pageant in the Miss America pageant system, is it's not at all what you thought it was going to be like when you sat down to judge. You suddenly are aware of an awesome responsibility. And we're seeing that right now. It's murder. Come here just for a second, Suzette. So I started to interview last year's winner, which went on, I guess, for about a minute just to fill time. She's only had 2 months. How we doing? What would Bert have done, ladies and gentlemen? And now, you want to talk about lightning striking twice?
Twice.
I've been doing this thing for 7 years. It's happened 3 times. The second time was '86.
We have to take a look at that, too.
All right.
This is part of the triumvirate of embarrassing moments. There it is, okay?
Not 1, but 3.
This is the next year. Watch this.
Now, so Miss America 1986, she's about to be named. May I have the judge's decision, please? I'm starting to get worried. Last year, boy, we had a bit of a wait here. I think I talked to everything that would talk back. It's a tough decision, adding up these points. And it was kind of unusual and remarkable. Unusual in the sense that it's never happened before, and remarkable in the sense that I had worried about it for 2 years. And I had said to them the first year, what happens if they don't reach a decision? And they said, don't worry, it's never happened. I said, just humor me and give me a little card, just in case. So they did. Well, nothing happened. The second year, I asked the same question. They said, don't worry, nothing can happen. I said, please, just humor me. Give me a little card, and they did. Nothing happened. Third year, I figured what could happen? It happened. And after going all around this stage, talking, as I said, to anything that would talk back, in my mind, I'm thinking, what would Bert do? That's good. It's funny. I asked Bert one day when he was on my program, I said, what would you have done? And he said, I don't know. You're out there on your own, you just fill. And Bert was a master at that.
What's going through your mind? You're watching.
Oh, she's down there in front of me.
Nothing is worse than, if it could be worse than being with Gary, it was being in the audience, because as the wife, and as you're watching someone that you love, groping to handle the situation.
I'm looking down, and here she is looking up at me going,
and then I start
she gets up and leaves.
Back and forth in the aisle of Atlantic City Convention Hall, saying, please, God, please let it. But he was wonderful. I was so proud of him.
All right, so fade out, fade in. here we go. We're up to this last year's pageant.
1988.
And now we've got a computer system. I've never seen the computer, but they assured me they've got a computer system that will totally obliterate any danger of this happening again. So I walked over this year feeling so confident. We were on time. The show was just rolling along. And I walk over to the judges, and I ask for the envelope.
Let's take a look. 1988. You won't believe it, folks.
While you at home still decide, let's see what our judges have decided. May I have the decision, please? You have a what? A tie? Do you believe this? Can you give me some idea? Just an inkling. Will we be finished before midnight? Yes, okay. So let's go up and canvass the young ladies. Now, so I'm going now. I'm talking to the ladies. And the interesting thing about this was that the ladies were so charming now that all the pressure was off. And they were quite funny, quite amusing. They had the hall in cheers, and here I go again. Guys, that's it. I still wonder what Bert might have done. Can you give me 4 out of 5? Judges, I know you've finished. Yes, Dr. Joyce. Well, they still weren't ready, and bless her heart, Dr. Joyce Brothers tried to help me out. Thank you, Dr. Joyce Brothers. I'm dying up here and you tell me what a wonderful lady my wife is. Where is my wife? Come on over here, Marianne. Marianne Mobley.
You're dying well, my dear.
Thank you very much. I thought we had this problem solved.
No, but I'd love to see you put on the spot. You know, when you're married 21 years, you don't get to often see them suffer. It's wonderful. And on national television.
Oh,
How are you?
bless her.
How are you feeling when she's saying that?
Oh, I'm just so thankful that she's there, that she's doing it, and she stayed out there with me. And I must say, a big thank you to Joyce Brothers for, you know, kind of raising my consciousness that Marianne was over there, because she is such a great asset out there. And so over she came, and we had fun. And we started talking to a few people.
We do this a lot together. I mean, we're very comfortable together, and I think it's unique for a husband and wife. We've been married for 21 years, and we go out and speak a lot together. And I didn't know I was going to say that. I just opened my mouth. Gary said I often don't think before I speak.
Oh, but you were
it
perfect
just sort
that
of
night.
came
You were just
out.
perfect.
Well, maybe you should do this then every year. People will be
I don't know what to do next year. I'm going to be so gun shy, I don't know what to do. And the other thing is, we finished this year, they said, you know, everybody liked that so much, they're trying to figure a way to keep it in.
We'll see. We're going to come back with Marianne and Gary. We'll talk about the moment Marianne was crowned Miss America. Don't go away. After the We are back with Marianne and Gary Ann. There we go again. Right. I want to talk about your experience in the Miss America realm of things. What was that moment like for you when you finally realized you were going to be the gal?
You know, Roy, I don't know if I can really describe it, because it was such an unbelievable experience. No one expected me to win. I didn't expect to win. My family was shocked, because the only pageant that I had seen was the one prior to my being a contestant. And the winner was Marilyn Vanderburg from Colorado. And she was 5'9½", and long blonde hair and Grace Kelly features. And here I'm barely 5'5", with no nose and a round face. And I was just thankful to be there. And I never expected to win. And when they called my name, I was so shocked, and I started to sob. And I'm not talking about a few attractive tears.
We're talking Mississippi.
We're talking sobbing.
We have that magic moment.
Do you?
Yes,
Oh, my.
we do.
I'll
Once
start to
again.
cry all over again.
A once-in-a-lifetime moment. Here it is, folks.
First, runner-up, Joan Lucille McDonald, Miss Iowa, Miss America, Miss Mississippi.
Look at that hairdo. That's only hair that my mother would love.
That hair was wore out after a week.
Yes.
Nice.
I mean, I was so shocked. I don't even remember walking over to Bert. And that's Lenora Slaughter. She was the executive director.
Congratulations, Miss
A remarkable
Mississippi.
lady.
Here is Miss America to crown our new Miss America for 1959.
See, look at Marilyn, how tall and regal.
She towers.
I look like a shrimp.
But I think you're sitting on something, aren't you? Or is she...
I'm kneeling, but that doesn't help much.
Now, something very warm and unexpected happened right after the coronation, right?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, they interviewed my family. That's something I'd like for them to bring back to the pageant, because I think you want to know what the family are feeling at that time. But my sister was 13, and my father's an attorney, and he makes his living by talking. My father's eyes were Pittsburgh plate glass. They were 2 lemons, you know, on the slot machine. He was in total shock. This man who makes his living as a lawyer could only get out 3 or 4 words. If you have the tape.
We do have the tape.
Good.
I had a feeling
Here it is
that
again.
you were
Yes,
thinking.
let's roll back the clock, and here it is. It's priceless.
If you want to see somebody with stars in her eyes, look at this little girl. This, and your first name, huh?
Sandra.
Sandra? How about it? Someday, are you going to be a Miss America, too?
I don't know if the mother can go through it again.
No mother can go through it again.
My sister stole my thunder, because everywhere I went my year as Miss America, they asked me about my sister and about this completely unrehearsed line that she so quickly gave to Bert. I'm sorry that we didn't see my father, because they asked my father, oh, how does it feel to have your daughter as Miss America? And he said, we are very happy. And that's all he could say.
You know, Bert Parks, of course, hosted for 25 years and did a very fine job.
I
Great
still
job.
miss him on
Yeah.
Saturday
Oh, he was
He's
wonderful.
great. But he had his share of embarrassing moments as well, as we will see right here. It's 1968. Bert's announcing the winner of the talent scholarships. The research staff had mistakenly given him the names of the previous year's winners. So, Gary, you asked the question, what would Bert have done? You're about to find out. Check it out. Here's Bert's tap dancing.
Non-finalist talent awards are, as the most talented non-finalist dancer, Kathleen Ann Rowley, Miss Vermont. Let's bring her on. Your name is what? Of course it is. I'm going to bite their noses off. How do you mess up to get the wrong name? Well, thank you, Miss Tuck. Thank you. The most talented... That's her family protesting. The most talented non-finalist popular singer, Sarah Elizabeth Stedman, Miss North Carolina. Oh, this is what? 67? The most talented classical or 67? 67? Gee, this is swell. I'm going to give it to them anyway. I don't care. I got scholarships I ain't used yet, you know.
I love this double take. Oh, 67. 67! That was great. Now, here's Bert trying to get on stage during a big production number with former Miss America Susan Perkins, Lee Merriweather, Dorothy Benham, and Phyllis George. Trying to get on stage.
Yeah.
Watch this one. You guys great.
I tell you, there's just something magical, and there still is something magical about Bert.
I
His
saw
ability
him-
on stage.
Sure.
I saw him do Music Man on Broadway.
Extraordinary.
And he was wonderful. He was a wonderful music man.
I think one of the most famous Miss Americas, I think we'll all agree, walking down that walkway was Phyllis George from
yeah.
Denton, Texas, with a little dimple. She had a bit of a problem, though. I think you remember that.
Oh, and listen, that crown is very difficult to keep on, and it was a difficult...
Oh, I thought we were going to get into that other stuff.
What other stuff?
Yeah. Oh, you terrible person. But it's very hard to get that crown on because there's a little piece that goes across and you have bobby pins, but it's hard in the excitement of the moment, and it's often slipped off, but...
Haven't some of the girls had surgery?
They've got holes in their heads. But Phyllis was able to turn this embarrassing moment into a personal triumph, as only Phyllis can.
Here it is, Phyllis George from Denton, Texas.
The new Miss America for 1971. Now receiving her robe, Phyllis George, Miss Texas. When you're all ready, watch out. Thank you. Thank you. You're marvelous. There are a lot of things to be put on. The crown, the robe, the scepter, and then holding her up a little bit. But now, we ask you to walk down the runway and meet your subjects. Miss America, ladies and gentlemen.
Now watch what happens to the crown on Phyllis's head.
We're going to come back with more right after this. We are out of time. Just time to say thanks to Marianne and Gary. It was a delight having you, and graceful as always.
Thank you
both
very much. Nice
Thank
to
you
be
for
with
giving
you.
us the memories.
Yeah, Marianne Mobley, Gary Collins, everybody. We'll see you next time on Life's Most Embarrassing Moments. Bye-bye.
Thank you.